We have studied the first type of conventional housing system, that is head to head system, with reference to its structural details, components, merits and demerits in the last lecture. In this lecture we will study the second type of conventional housing system, that is tell to tell housing system. As the title itself indicates, tails of animals from two different rows are facing to each other, and the heads of the animals from two different rows, from the opposite rows, they are facing out. They are in face out manner. Right. When you observe the actual photograph of this system, the idea will be clear. Mangers are separate for each row, and gutters are located on either side of the central alley. Central alley is the space from where the workers can move for carrying out different activities. So, gutters are located on either side of the central alley for both the roads. As the gutters are located uh, at the central side, they are not exposed to direct sunlight, and that is why the gutters they do not dry quickly. And when the gutters they do not dry quickly, the gutters they are carrying the waste of the farm, the microorganisms they develop in the gutters, and the chances of infection are more. The animals are not facing to each other as it is the case in head to head system. The things are quite opposite to that of the head to head system. In tail to tail system, the merits of head to head system are the demerits of this particular tail to tail system, and the demerits of head to head system are the merits of tail to tail system. You will come to know this, the ideas will be clear, the concepts will be clear at the end of this lecture, when we are going to observe the differential points between head to head and tail to tail system. This is a sketch of tail to tail housing system, in which you can observe these are the rows. This is the row where the animals are located. And this is one row, and this is the manger. Okay, in front of the this one is the manger for this row. Then this is the gutter for this particular row. This is central alley. Hmm? Central alley this is, and this is another row. The heads of the animals are facing outside, and this is the gutter for this row on the either side of central alley, and this is the manger. So from this particular sketch you can have an idea about tail to tail housing system. The central alley, the gutters, the standing space, mangers, each component can be observed easily. This is the actual photograph of tail to tail housing system from a animal farm, dairy farm. The person standing over there is the central alley, and on either side of the this is central alley, and on either side of the central alley you can see the gutters. These are the tails of animals of this row, and these are the tails of the animals from another row. So the tails they are facing to each other. This is the central alley, these are the gutters. The mangers cannot be seen, they are in front of the animals of each row. Now this is a photograph of tail to tail system from a organized modern dairy farm. As you can see, this is the central space. The lady is walking from the central space. These are the tails of animals from this row, and these are the tails of animals from opposite row. So the tails are facing to each other. It is very clear. And this is the gutter on either side of central alley. The gutters, they are covered. You can observe the difference. In the last photograph, the gutters are open. Here the gutters are covered. So it is a modern dairy farm. You can see the roof also. The quality of roof and the quality of this animal house can be observed, and it is very clear that this is a very modern type of dairy farm. The crossbreed animals are observed from backside. The heads are not observed. Jersey, Holstein, Friesian, such animals are maintained here, and initial investment is at higher side. It is very clear from the photograph. So now by observing the sketch and the two photographs, it is very clear that what tail to tail system is, and what are the different components of this particular system. After studying the structural details of tail to tail system, let us study the merits or advantages of this system. Each system has merits and demerits. So the first advantage of a tail to tail housing system is, at the time of milking, supervision is convenient. When the supervisor stands, or the manager stands at the central alley, the animal is milked from its backside, so the tails are facing. So it is very convenient for the manager or the supervisor to observe the activity of milking, whether it is carried out properly or not. That is the first advantage. And second one is, collection of milk is less labor consuming. The workers or milking men who are collecting the milk, of course by using the milking machine at the organized farms, they have to move from the central alley only, and after milking one row, the next row can be easily milked. They need not to move. As the case is in head to head system, they need to move from the one row to another row, their backside. The backside of the animals, they are facing out in head to head system. So it was labor consuming. Here it is, the case is opposite. Then the third advantage or merit is, animals do not get disturbed, as they are not facing to each other, particularly at the time of milking. They feel isolated. Their heads are facing out. So they do not get disturbed by the activities of other animals, as the case was in head to head system. Then another advantage of tail to tail housing system is, the chances of spread of contagious diseases are minimum. As I have told you, contagious diseases are those which transfer from diseased animal to healthy animal by direct or indirect contact. In tail to tail housing system, the heads are not facing to each other, so the direct contact is not there. The mangers are separate, they are facing out. That is why there is either no direct contact or indirect contact, and that is why the spread of contagious diseases, it is not at a faster rate. Then time required for cleaning of shed is less. When cleaning is carried out, both the gutters, they are located on either side of central alley, that we have studied, we have seen in the photograph. So major cleaning is with the gutters, as gutters are the channels which carry dung and urine of animals. So from the central alley, it is very easy for the workers to clean the shed or animal house. Then observation of cows who are in heat, particularly for carrying out reproductive activities, it is also easy. While taking ground from the central alley, the cows from both the rows, their backside can be observed, and whether the animal is in heat or not, that can be noted. Then the last advantage is animals they get comparatively more ventilation as the heads are facing outside. There is more ventilation naturally to the animals. They get fresh air and ventilation, as compared to head housing system. The demerits or disadvantages of this system are: it requires more time for feeding, as this system requires less time for milking and less time for cleaning of the shed from central alley. But reverse is the case as far as feeding is concerned, because the mangers for both the rows they are facing to outside, they are away from the central alley, so it is labor consuming. Then it do not give the better display of animals to visitors. When the visitors in the form of experts, the doctors, they visit the farm, they have to observe the animals of each row separately. In head-to-head housing system, when the visitors used to stand at the central alley, animals from both the rows they are visible. It was a better display. So here the display is not better. Then entry of animals is not convenient. When the animals are entering the house, it is comparatively less convenient as compared to that of head to head housing system, because all the animals they have to enter from the central alley and get their positions in the house. Then, as I have told you, the gutters are located on either side of the central alley. At the center of the house, gutters are not directly exposed to sunlight, and that is why they do not dry quickly and may lead to growth of microorganisms and the chances of infection to the animals. This slide shows the differential points between head to head and tail to tail system in summary form. It will help to clear all the concepts of both the systems. If you go through this comparatively one by one, it will be very easy for you to understand both the systems. And if you have any doubt, it can also be cleared easily. So the first point is about the structure in tail to tail housing system. The tails are facing to each other. In head to head housing system, the heads are facing to each other. Second one is it gives bad display. Tail to tail housing system, we have studied the disadvantage. As compared to head housing system, it gives better display. Then the time for feeding or labor for feeding is more in case of tail to tail housing system. In head to head housing system, the time required is less. Then milking, collection of milk and its supervision is convenient in tail to tail housing system, and it is not convenient in head to head housing system. Detection of heat is easier in tail to tail housing system, and detection of heat is difficult in head to head housing system. The gutter remains moist, it is not exposed to sunlight. In tail to tail system, in head to head system, it is exposed to sunlight and it dries quickly. Then entry of animals is difficult in tail to tail system. In head to head system, it is easy. Then animals are not disturbed, particularly at the time of milking. In tail to tail housing system, as the heads are not facing to each other. Reverse is the case with head to head housing system. And these are the other differential points. The chances of spread of contagious diseases that we have discussed already. Then about ventilation in tail to tail housing system, the animals they get more ventilation as compared to that of head to head housing system. So these are the differential points between these two types of conventional housing system. In examination, question may be asked to differentiate between tail to tail and head to head housing system, or the two systems of conventional housing. So at that time, minimum 7 to 8 points, 6 to 8 points, um, one should remember. It includes the structural details and merits and demerits of each system. So you need to study that and remember the things accordingly. And this slide shows the differential points between loose housing system and conventional housing system. In the last lecture, when we have started studying housing, this is the last lecture related with the topic housing for dairy animals or domestic animals. We have studied the objectives, the points to be considered while selecting site for animal house or animal farm. Then in systems of animal housing, the first one was loose housing system, and then we have studied conventional housing system. And in conventional housing system, there were two types: head to head and tail to tail housing system. So this particular slide is summarizing the points related with loose housing system and conventional housing system. So they can be observed from this particular chart. The first one is in loose housing system, as you know, the animals are let loose inside the campus. Complete shelter is not provided to the animals. The cost of construction is less in loose housing system, it is more in conventional housing system. Heat detection in females is easier in loose housing system, whereas it is difficult comparatively in conventional housing system. You know all these points we have studied already. The fourth one is feed and fodder is offered in a common manger, that we know in loose housing system. Whereas in conventional housing system, they are offered separately uh, on place in the mangers. In loose housing system, animals are free to move, so they get sufficient exercise. The case is different in case of conventional housing system. They are not free to move. Then the loose housing system is flexible. That is the merit of this system. If we can accommodate more number of animals, if there is emergency, and if required, we can modify this particular loose housing system also. In case of conventional housing system, the area required for each animal, it is calculated, and accordingly the house is constructed, so it is not flexible. um, in emergency, the more number of animals, they cannot be accommodated. The animals are comfortable in loose housing system, as they are free to move, they have freedom to take feed, water, and freedom of everything, so they are comfortable, stress free, as compared to that of conventional housing system. The sick animals, they can easily be identified in loose housing system, because they get isolated and show some signs of a disease, and they can easily be observed from a distance. The sick animals, they cannot be easily identified in a conventional housing system. So these are some of the important differential points between loose housing system and conventional housing system. In the examination, the question may also be asked uh, on this particular differentiate between loose housing system and conventional housing system. So you need to understand the things and remember at least 6 to 8 points related with this particular differentiation. So this is all about housing of dairy animals. All right. In the next lecture, we will study about another topic, that is routine managemental practices. It is a major topic that we are going to start from the next lecture.